Hi, so in this video I want to talk about um, the concept of introverts and extroverts, which I feel is very simplistic and oftentimes um, it just doesn't really say anything. So in this way I feel like the idea of an ambivert sort of makes more sense. So because a person might be it's easy to think of a person as an introvert or an extrovert, but I feel it depends a lot on the situation and the circumstances and who the person is with and what are the qualities of all these other people who might be around a person. And depending on that, it can be that a person might act more introverted or more extroverted. But do you think of a person in one situation or in any, just looking at a person in a few situations, it's easy to think of someone as an introvert or an extrovert, but you don't fully know what a person's full qualities are, because it is way too simple to just think of a person as an introvert or an extrovert, because it might be that a person in most or in most situations that you see a person feels more maybe let's say introverted, but in a different type of situation and setting a person might be really extroverted. So it might be that he or she is you see them as they don't interact much with others, or they just sort of keep to themselves. But in an entirely different situation, this person might really like being maybe the center of attention in a group of in a large group. So it is and to someone who thinks very simplistically in introvert and extrovert, this might come off as kind of a surprise. But I think that's why it's sort of important to not think of it in that way, because I feel it all depends on what the situation is and who the person is surrounded by and what sort of what is going on in that in that place and time. So yeah, in that way, I think the idea of an ambivert makes more sense to me, because it is way too easy to generalize someone as an introvert or an extrovert, but it doesn't fully tell you who the person is. Okay, so so I guess I want to say not to think too simplistically about people and try to get to know them, because there might be certain qualities about them that might surprise you. You might not necessarily think of them in that way. But yeah, so because people are unique, people have their own ways of um, expression. You don't necessarily fully know what a person is like, and so yeah, you should always not think simplistically and to try to think in different ways about people. So yeah, hopefully that made any sense, I guess. So yeah, if you have any of your own thoughts on this, or if you are, that kind of person who is maybe extroverted a lot of the time, but in some situations you are really introverted, and it might, you know, feel different to someone, or if it's the other way, if you're introverted most of the time, but in certain situations you just become this crazy extroverted person. So yeah, if you have any of your own thoughts on this, or if you are in some way similar to this, yeah, let me know. And yeah, so that's kind of it for this video. Yeah, I just wanted to say some random thoughts on this. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video.